let's keep it 100 and let's talk about hoes. We're going to talk about why hoes do what hoes do. I think men like to tag the word hoe onto women that they barely know anything about. You know, like Corinne Steffen, she would be considered a hoe. She goes around, she's giving everybody head. I don't know if you guys read her books, but she gives you this interesting explanation about why she gave head so much, which seems to be like this psychological thing she was doing in order to say thank you to guys that helped her out, because she wasn't really going around just giving head to just any random nigga that just wanted some head. She was going around giving head to people that was helping her do shit. She was giving head to people that was helping her with her life. Now, here's what I don't understand. Every man on this planet want head. It's guys on this planet that won't sleep with a woman that won't get him head. But the second they find out that a woman gives head, suddenly she's a hoe. You have to make up your mind. I never understood why men will have their women or their girlfriend on like this pedestal where they don't want to do anything sexual or freaky or kinky with her, but they'll cheat on her with a side bitch, do threesomes and all kinds of things and all nasty kind of freaky stuff with her instead of doing that with their woman. It just doesn't make any sense to me. How is that logical? If you can't fully be yourself in front of your woman, then why are you with her? Your woman is supposed to be someone that's there for you across the board in every way. If you can't have a good, decent sexual relationship with her, then how are you going to get through the bad times or the things that come with long-term relationships? And you know, I just don't understand. Most of the time with men, it's either or. It's either, you know, you're with the women because the sex is so good and you two don't really have a good relationship with each other other than that, or you're in a relationship with a woman that you love so much and you and her have this wonderful relationship, but the sex is okay. I mean, you have to understand there are people out there who have relationships with people where their sex life is great and their marriage is great or their relationship is great. I think men, the biggest fear from a man is a man marrying a hoe. But at the same time, a real man, all he would want to know is this woman's past. If this woman was honest about her past when he met her, he could be prepared for whatever's coming his way from other niggas or from other people. So, you know, when a man thinks a woman is like this saint and somebody who hasn't done anything, the damn Virgin Mary, and then he turns around and finds out from another man or hears from another man that his woman isn't that, his world is over. He's dying on the inside. I just don't understand. You know, you love who you love, and sometimes a lot of these women are misguided or been through some things. You know, a lot of people try to tell me, well, I was a hoe, or I was a freak, or I was whatever. Or I had one guy just comment on a video, one of Tommy Sotomayor's videos, one of my past videos, and he said that I was smoking weed and fucking with a whole bunch of grimy niggas. And I'm thinking to myself, this man is talking like me and him have actually had a conversation, or he's hung out with me. No, that's not what happened. I wasn't going around saying, hey, you grimy nigga, you want some pussy? That's not what happened. That's not the kind of woman I was. People try to say because I posed in magazines, I must be somehow a slut or a hoe or a freak. You know, it's like if you're looking at a Maxim magazine or you're looking at these Victoria's Secret models, are you automatically thinking that they're a hoe? No, you're only thinking that a black woman who does this type of shit is a hoe. You don't think that when you're looking at these lingerie models and, you know, when they're doing magazines for white people, you're not even thinking like that. Anytime we do something that may be in relation to another race, oh, it's so wrong. For example, my wig that I put on today. I did a video about weaves and the history of weaves and how, you know, people of all colors, of all genders wear wigs, and weaves and wigs wasn't like created by black women, but people don't understand that. All of the things that black women do, we've learned from somewhere. It didn't just randomly just come up with us. We didn't just decide this on our own. And at the same time, we're not like trying to mimic other women. We're just doing what we do. I had another person comment and say, if you seen a crowd of white women and they were all sporting afros, would you think it would be ridiculous? And of course, I would look at it and be like, oh my God, what the heck is going on? But at the same time, if I seen a crowd of black women and they were all wearing afros, I still think it looked ridiculous. I still would be like, what's going on here? Because wearing an afro does not represent a black person. Wearing an afro is just a hairstyle. That's it. It's just a hairstyle that people, you know, have worn. Even Bo Derek had braids before. So, you know, you have to realize that it's white people wearing dreads. It's white people wearing braids, you know. So people think, well, white people hair too fine and too straight. No, their hair get nappy and knotty just like a black person's hair. I've made some positive videos about some black women. I've made some negative videos about some black women. There's some black women that are doing some nasty things, and there's some white women that are doing some nasty things. But you know, me as a black woman, I don't represent every black woman that makes a bad decision. And it's sad to me because our generalization is that we're hoes and we're angry and we all have an attitude. So I have to really like go out my way to be specifically Soncerae, to be able to stand out and just be me, and that's it. So I won't represent, you know, black women as a generalization. Difficult for me to make positive videos talking to black women, number one, because majority of my audience are all black men. I don't know if you guys read my comments, but if you look in my comment section in any of my videos, even videos from a year ago that I didn't delete, most of the comments are coming from men. I may have 2 or 3, maybe even 5 comments from black women. My male audience overpowers my female audience, and I just can't believe how much more of a male audience I have. I don't know why it's been like that. I don't know what. Maybe it's because, you know, black women are so hard on each other, and it's really hard as a black woman to try to steer other black women when they barely don't even want to watch my videos. Like, how am I going to get them to watch my videos? A black man can steer a black woman into another direction much easier than a black woman could. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of work and a lot of trying to pretend like you are perfect in order to get a woman to follow another woman's lead. Me, I got more flaws than a little bit. I've made more mistakes and more bad decisions that I publicly put out there than a lot of people are willing to even unveil to people. I'm going to get criticism regardless. Not only am I a black woman, but I was an urban model, and no matter how much time goes by, people will not live that down, and I don't want them to live that down, because that is a very successful part of my life that I appreciate, and I had to go through that journey in order to be the kind of woman that I am. My career had nothing to do with my sex life. Like, just because I posed in magazines in lingerie, it does not reflect whether I was promiscuous or not in my personal life. You know what I mean? The two don't even go together, and people try to put your career and stamp your career onto your personal life, and those two things, they just don't go together. And it's hard for me to explain this to people. Like, business and personal is very separate to me. It doesn't mesh together. So, you know, and that's another reason why I quit modeling, because people was thinking because I was a model, I must somehow be easy. I must somehow owe somebody some pussy because I posed in lingerie in some magazines. Express your opinion. It don't really bother me, because to me, what people think about me is not my business. Being a black woman is not as negative as people make it out to be. Not all black women act one way. Being able to speak out to a crowd and have an audience or a fan base, I try to be the best representation of a black woman I know how to be. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like I'm perfect. I'm not going to sit here and try to be all Michelle Obama-ish. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't cuss like a fucking sailor. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of me, and I'm okay with that. And I don't expect the outer world to be okay with that. I don't care if the outer world is okay with that. I'm settled inside of who I am. So that's why it's so easy for me to get on YouTube and make a video of me sitting on the toilet, or get on YouTube naked, or get on YouTube with this ridiculous wig on. Fellas, it's really in y'all hands. You guys are my audience. So if you're expecting me to be a leader or do more for the African American community, for the women inside of the African American community, share my videos with them so I can get a bigger audience. Because I'm telling you, my female audience is like this big. My male audience, way bigger, okay? Much bigger. Bashing women on YouTube or commenting badly on YouTube about black women is not helping a black woman, for the record. Just want you to know that. It's not helping. If you want to help, if you got something positive that you want to say and or do for a black woman, comment below. If you got some suggestions on how I could get more black women to view my channel, list it below. But black women are hoes. Black women aren't these nasty attitude having women. It's just every woman on this planet knows how to have an attitude. Every man on this planet knows how to have an attitude. Everybody knows how to get to 10. 38 hot. We all know how to get mad. We all know what anger feels like. We all know what sadness feels like. We all know what happiness feels like. We all know what positivity feels like. But for some reason, everybody likes to stamp this thing on black women like black women are the only people that get angry on this planet. No, please. I know some white women that'll rip your throat out.